Okay, final review. Things get better. Transformers the last night. So this is
so much better, man.
This is
so
the legendary series by Sir Michael of Bay. Who's this is his fifth entry. Is it fifth? Yeah, fifth entry into the.
You forgot he won Nobel Prize in chemistry and physics.
Oh yeah, he was the scientist in Armageddon, by the way. As a cameo NASA scientist. So this is the fourth in the series of Transformers movies. I don't need to go into
fifth,
this.
Mate.
Is it fifth?
Yeah.
Sorry, fifth. Oh, wow, fifth. So it's Autobots, Optimus Prime. So the story of this one, if there is a story, is Optimus Prime is now bad. He's working for the enemy, and so he is the bad guy.
Working for the god of robots.
Yeah, robots, whatever. And
I
basically,
don't know how that even.
The film is called The Last Night, so he has a medieval vibe. So the lore apparently goes back to medieval times. It plays into this whole Merlin, King Arthur route. So this is what the whole Last Night angle comes from, and yeah, so it follows the adventures of Mark Wahlberg's character. I think it's called Cade Yeager.
Cade Yeager. The
worst name in the world, but so he follows him from the last film, and he's adventure fighting the bad guys. So who wants to start on this?
I think I'll start. I think this film.
Wait, before we start, good stuff first. Let's do good stuff.
I mean, that's very difficult, mate, because this film for me was.
I don't know if I have anything.
It's like the visual representation of Shake My Head. This film.
It's this meme.
Everything that happened in the film was like, what's going on? Who made that decision?
Oh, we know who made that decision. Sir Michael.
Oh, Sir Michael Bay.
Of Bay.
Sir Michael Bay Dilla, whatever. He's the fifth in throne of the French Empire, I think. Something of that sort.
Okay, you got nothing good to say about it. Fair enough.
No, I think the best part about the film was. No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay. I'm gonna say because I wrote the review on it online, so I had to say something good. So what I got, two good things. What's it called? Dragonstorm. That was amazing. A 3D dragon robot. Just see that for the entire movie.
Yeah,
just yeah.
It's the five Knights of Iokan.
No, where was I just want to see that. And Optimus Prime riding that and just killing it.
Good. That was just Shake My Head.
But I'd rather just see that than what followed, basically.
I mean, at least what Michael Bay does well is cheesy, like stand up in the film going, yeah!
Optimus Prime riding a 3D dragon.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Yeah. And what else did I put here? Yeah, Anthony Hopkins was a laugh. That's because he was having a laugh.
Oh, you know his dog is actually a rescued pit bull.
Did you know he had the watch that killed Hitler?
That's more interesting than.
Okay, let's go into this film now.
Yeah.
I think the guys, the director or whoever's writing the whoever's the screenwriter, what they're trying to do is they're thinking of every historical moment that's important in the history of the universe, and then shoehorning the robot thing somehow.
Yeah.
They had the moon landing with something to do with robots.
At least the moon landing makes sense. It's in space. I understand how that happened, but this film goes into
medieval world. Oh, robots were there. That's why King Arthur won on the battle.
I'm gonna say one thing. We're gonna go into spoiler territory, but I don't think spoilers are a big part. So we really do not want to be spoiled here.
Yeah, you're not watching this film even if someone kills you. So I mean,
wow.
We're quite okay.
Oh, good. We're going for spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're definitely.
Yes.
I'm gonna spell it now because I don't think this is a hilarious film. I think we have to there's nothing groundbreaking or mind blowing in this film. So yeah, spoiler alert. So I got so much to get on my chest first, right? I'm going for my list. First things first, just from a direct point of view, the aspect ratio is so annoying. It cuts from widescreen to IMAX in a conversation. Why are you changing?
One conversation.
Why are you changing content like 5 times in a single
conversation? I noticed that as well.
I know, Michael, you got 200 million to work with. You couldn't afford another camera.
I wasn't. You know what? I wasn't paying enough attention to notice that.
I was paying. I'm like, why does he constantly doing this for? It's like in the same conversation. You know, like, that was just shoddy. I'm like, come on, man. You were like, that's just bad.
Yeah, you know what probably happened? They must have had like a dialogue set and they'd filmed them already, and later on realized they should have changed those dialogues.
It's just
that's why they filmed later time.
Why is the same conversation being filmed? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
Secondly, the lore is just now destroyed now. Like the background of the Transformers.
Yes, I agree.
So in the first movie, they came from space in the first movie, but now they've been here since the beginning of time.
And Bumblebee was there in World War II.
Oh yeah.
And they have the watch.
Apparently, everything like the slaves in the American Civil War, Transformers were involved in that to help the slaves. Like
World War One, the tank with dementia. What?
World War II, Transformers. In medieval times, they were there pulling the strings. I'm like, what?
The British Empire was created because of Transformers.
Everything was like
that explains it.
I'm like, dude, you're ruining your own movie where Transformers came from Earth. I'm pretty sure Bumblebee arrived in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
From space. So you're ruining your own film. What are you doing here? It's just like, that was bad. Optimus is not even in it. I'm like, dude, Optimus.
I did like the British Transformer Cogman, who was kind of like the
butler.
butler.
He was so
He was sociopathic and hilarious. And
Well, he kind of knew his name.
He was just gonna
was
every
actually
5
quite
minutes
funny,
he was
yeah.
gonna kill Mark Wahlberg, and I thought that was great.
He was like, he knew the film was
He
just.
really should have.
Yeah, I mean it's just Mark Wahlberg playing his normal like I'm gonna shout at everyone and everything for every reason.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
He was. One of my things I noticed was he was the biggest child in the film, more than the other children.
More than
He
actual
was
child.
he was bickering with the other 12-year-old. Oh no, why didn't you do
Yeah,
that?
and then
No."
he's like in the junkyard with the Transformers. He's like, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?"
Shut up, man.
a child. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't know how he gets his parts. I really don't.
Pointless characters. Simmons.
Who's Simmons? Oh, he's in Cuba. What the hell? The random fool.
He's in
Remind
Cuba.
me who's-
Why is he there?
John Turturro?
Oh, he's
Just
the
Turturro,
guy in
The
the
randy,
TV
like he
show.
filmed this scenes clearly 6 months earlier. Like his 2 scenes he's in Cuba, and it's on them shooting.
Oh,
film
I
it.
know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
like where did he
Yeah,
even come from?
the ex like Sector
Yeah,
7
he
agent.
didn't need to be there.
Didn't need to be there. Isabella, the child. Isabella with a Z.
I think one of the big mistakes he made here, right, is with Isabella, they had the chance to play different angles. They had like Mark Wahlberg can't talk to his daughter, right? So that's like a plot line from the last film. So now you've got another daughter character. Surely they could work that father-daughter angle there. But she just disappears, and like they just bring in a generic Michael Bay attractive female lead character. It's like, come on, man, he had a chance to.
Yeah.
Because she appeared in promotion material quite a lot in the trailers. Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna be quite important. So I thought, okay, maybe Mark Wahlberg and her will develop
That
something.
blonde that comes down.
And that would have been a different spin at least on what he usually does. But she just disappears. So
Yeah.
most of them.
She was in that initial scene in the like no-go zone.
Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah,
that's
but-
something different. They're gonna follow her and Mark Wahlberg. He can't speak to his daughter. There's a new daughter character. Let's
Yeah,
see.
she doesn't have a family.
Exactly. He wants a family. Like, okay, fair enough. But no, he choked and he went on to the whole.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually.
By the way, the actress name is also named
Isabella.
Isabella.
Is it with a Z? though?
No,
It's
it's not.
not with a Z.
Who else? The Jimmy from the junkyard as well, like the guy who was looking after the Transformers when Mark Wahlberg wasn't there. What was he
yeah.
there for? What was?
And then such odd, you know, when he gets shot. Oh, I'm dying. You remember that scene?
Yeah. It's like
Such
it was like a
shoehorned
beanbag.
comedy. It was
It's
so terrible.
it's just bad. It's just my list goes on, man. I don't want to rain on it too
Yeah,
much.
there is
but,
really nothing to say. I mean, it really was the most.
Anthony
unreal-
Hopkins really was the best part of the film. He was just having a
Yeah,
blast.
he was great.
Telling him to shut up. But
Yeah.
Prime
Did
Minister,
you
shut up.
notice
I'm
it
the,
was-
shut up. You
I'm the Lord.
then he goes, the one scene that made me laugh is like when he's in the Prime Minister's office and he goes, shut up, I've got the watch that killed Hitler. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? And he goes, shut up, I'll kill you all, I've got the
I will
watch.
kill everyone in this room. He's holding up this watch. You're like,
Oh, where did your watch come from? How did it kill Hitler? Where did Hitler come in on this?
did you notice the film in general was a bit more like they were using a lot more swear words? It was a bit more rude. There was like a bit where
I
Anthony
think
Hopkins
the
gave the police the
kids-
finger.
Oh,
and-
yeah,
Kids
because
was
that's
swearing
what
a
makes
lot.
it a serious film.
But
Michael-
Otherwise, how
Michael
would you
Bay
know
thinks-
it's a serious film?
Exactly.
See, Michael Bay thinks this is funny. Like, a lot of the kids were swearing. I'm like, there's a lot of young kids in the film because it's 12A. A lot of kids on the summer break. I'm like, why the kid, like, I can understand Mark Wahlberg like saying a swear every now and again, but you got the 12-year-old kids, the extras, they're
Yeah.
swearing and something. That's not cool, man.
And he's
Well, the
trying
thing
to,
is, yeah. Go on.
sorry, trying to make all the Autobots and Decepticons talk really young and hip, like, yeah, man, I'm gonna kill you all. And I'm like, But you-
But that's so realistic, right? Because that's what an alien would do when they come to Earth. That's what they'll do. Like they'll pick up the culture of the Japanese robot picks up the Japanese culture.
yeah.
Give Michael Bay credit, right? That at least the Japanese robot wasn't. No. At least the Japanese robot wasn't a Japanese car. I mean, at least he had the decency to not just stereotype him as a Japanese.
That's because some Japanese car company sponsored them, not for any other reason.
No, it was a Mercedes.
Not be-
It was a Mercedes. It wasn't like a Japanese car. At least Michael Bay wasn't that obvious with his, because he has a tendency to be like just putting racial jokes and thinks it's funny.
Well, Michael Bay. I mean, Michael Bay is himself a 12-year-old, isn't he? In his
Yeah.
brain, he's a 12-year-old. In his head, he's probably one of the best directors.
I mean, end of the day, right? This movie, if it just was Autobots fighting Decepticons on a planet, Michael Bay could do that amazingly. But he tries to put in this whole lore and storyline, and the humans are not needed.
Intertwine it with
Humans are not needed in this movie. I mean, they could be there as a like entry point for the audience to understand, but they shouldn't be the important aspect of the movie. They should not be.
the secret society of Wiccans.
Yeah. Apparently, Sam Witwick is now dead. I'm like, well, how did he die? Like his family, everyone's dead. Like they're all gone. I'm like, what? How did they all die? Like, they don't explain that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just.
And they just, again, it's packing too much into the same film. You're trying to go through this entire lore. You're trying to entwine the Autobots
Medieval,
with the human history. and then the end is just really
Let's do it
squashed
all over
together.
again. It's like we'll do it all over again.
Yeah, exactly. It's massive sequel baiting right at the end. And then, like, when Prime comes in and he's fighting everyone, he's like, I will kill you
Where
all.
was
He's
all
like,
the
but
fight?
I'm your friend. And it's like, done. I'm good now.
He had
I'm
a
good again.
He had a Martha moment, basically. Martha, and he suddenly became good. So,
Martha, yeah, it was a Don't bring up Batman v Superman again. Stop
right.
it.
One thing, one of the huge things that I just find hilarious is when Optimus Prime and Megatron are fighting on the ship, right? So Optimus Prime kicks him out of the ship.
Yeah.
You didn't finish watching the movie, did you? So
I
you don't know.
couldn't. Yeah, I walked out.
Yeah, so
it
it's
was,
having
it
a
was
fight,
too
right?
too much to take.
Optimus Prime kicks Megatron out, so he falls down. But Megatron can fly. That doesn't mean he's gone. And that's it. Megatron just goes. I'm thinking, what?
And that's it.
Like he just disappeared. That's it. He kicks him out.
Really, that's it.
Megatron fly. Like he's gone. But I'm like, he can fly. Like that doesn't mean jack.
I'll come back another day.
Yeah, he's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm checking out my.
And then how does, like, there's a bit where Mark Wahlberg picks up a sword and then he manages to, like, stop the sword of one of the Knights of Icon, and you're like, how?
His
How
Michael
do
Bay
you withstand a blow from a transformer
with a huge sword.
with a massive sword?
He
Like,
works out, you know. He goes to the gym.
nobody works
So
out that much.
He's pretty strong. He's like the
Nobody.
strongest human
I
ever.
don't care what your gains are.
If you
It's
don't
not that
agree,
much.
he's gonna be.
I mean,
Even lift, bro.
speaking of what Michael Bay thinks is funny, is like I thought he kind, he's got the weird leer. He tries to leer on all the women in his previous movies, and he kind of toned back on it on this.
Yo, Michael Bay the pervert.
Yes.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
thought in this movie, okay, fair enough. At least he's not
Oh,
gonna.
that's his.
But I know,
alter
but
ego.
what he does is like the Vivian. She's supposed to be like this, like modest, intellectual, smart woman. So
Professor at
yeah, she's a
Oxford.
professor at Oxford, right?
Yeah.
So she gets kidnapped. She gets taken to Anthony Hopkins' place. So does Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So then she suddenly randomly appears in like a tight dress and heels, and both Anthony Hopkins and Mark Wahlberg just diss her for dressing like that. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, why is she in that dress for when that's not in her character? She was kidnapped, so she wouldn't have got that dress anyway. It's just an excuse to just cuss her. I'm like,
she's
why?
like anti-Pat Jenkins.
Yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
like.
Michael Bay had done Wonder
So
Woman.
Michael Bay basically just thought,
Oh,
it'd be funny if I just
gosh,
bring
no.
her in and we just cuss her in this scene. I'm like, that's like, why? Like, there's no need for that. But
No,
yeah.
like, she's the dress that she's wearing. They keep on calling it a stripper dress. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's because half of her bra is
But no,
showing.
but it's the fact that
Why
like.
is that necessary?
But it's the fact though, like, why would she have that outfit? Because she was kidnapped from her work, so she wouldn't even have that dress on her.
Well, Michael Bay needed to do it.
Boy,
like,
fan funny.
he's married, right? He can't.
Right.
do
Okay.
anything.
Let's end this slaughter of Michael Bay. I'm not even gonna give it a review. I'm saying
Just stop.
It's not worth
Michael. Just stop.
just.
Stop as in filming.
To be honest, he's apparently gonna stop and give the reins to someone else, but that's just a rumor. But the rumors are quite strong.
This film, they've signed 12 Transformers films, so this is the 5th in the row. They've still got 7 more to go.
I think if they get somebody who actually cares about this franchise, they
No
can.
one cares about this film.
No, but if a director came actually cared about the Transformers like series and they
Yeah.
grew up with it.
I guess like if you enjoy the mindless explosions, and if you like the whole idea, because I don't even think the fans of the like original Transformers, I think they've lost faith in this as well.
But like I say, now,
yeah, I think the first Transformers film was okay.
Yeah, that was I
That's
really liked
because
that.
That's because they focused on like the robots rather than the stupid.
and it's straightforward. Optimus versus Megatron. That was the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
In fact,
so.
if you ever want to watch a good Transformers film, watch the animated Transformers films
Well, the
from the 90s.
1980s.
Yeah.
Like there was one in 1986
No,
that
I think the one
watched.
around War for Cybertron. That's the one. I really enjoyed that. That was a really good film.
Fair enough.
Obviously better than any of the other Transformers live action ones.
Okay.
But yeah,
Right.
that's just my recommendation.
Right, so that brings us to an end of the review. Briefly got 5 more minutes left, so we have a quick recap of the year so far. So,